Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Palacios, and in today's presentation, we're going to talk about Vitis vinifera, also known as the grape. So we've gone over a few fruits to talk about their mechanisms, how they're beneficial for you. And in this presentation, we're going to discuss all the healthy benefits of grapes and some things to watch out for. All right, so grapes, where were they first found and cultivated in human civilization? We have it right here at the area of Armenia and Georgia, which is the country of Georgia. So they were cultivated in the Mediterranean and Central Asia, and that's where we see most of the grapes. And the etymology for the word grape in English actually comes from the Proto-Germanic krapon, which means hook, due to the vine leading to the hooking visual. What about medicinal compounds? Well, grapes contain quite a few, and it's based on the concentrations of their seeds, the fruit itself, and the skin. So for example, the seeds have compounds called proanthocyanidins, which we'll talk about shortly. The skin contains more resveratrol, which is something you probably have heard of before, especially as a healthy compound from wine. Leaf have ellagic acids, and the stem contain rutin. And now, if you make grape into a dried form, such as raisin, you're going to have something known as hydroxynamic acid. And then red wine itself, once we ferment it and make it into this alcoholic fermentation, we're going to get resveratrol, quercetin, and also more hydroxynamic acid. Now, these are just the main compounds. Many more compounds can be found within those regions. So for today, I just want to introduce you to the three main compounds of proanthocyanidins, resveratrol, and rutin. So first, let's talk about the proanthocyanidins, which is a antioxidant that has a lot of research on urinary tract infections, especially from cranberries, but grapes also have a little bit of that, and also helps with cardiovascular health to reduce blood pressure. It allows more oxygenation in the blood vessels, so it's quite a good antioxidant to have, and you find this a lot also in berries. The next compound that you see here is resveratrol. And like I mentioned, resveratrol is high in red wine. And as for the benefits of this compound, you're going to see them more for heart health, but also on oncogenesis. It reduces the carcinogenic agents in the body. It kind of helps to neutralize all of those cancer-causing compounds. And finally, we have rutin. And like I mentioned, rutin is going to be more related to, again, very similar to the antioxidant form, but it also has quite a lot of compounds for cholesterol. So this also helps with not just reduce the bad cholesterol, the LDL, but it also helps increase the good cholesterol, and in addition, helps with insomnia. So once you're eating grapes, you're getting all of these benefits. So what can we do about this? So again, quick benefits: antioxidants for the blood, anti-cancer, and then cholesterol reduction. And this is the compound that you can make with grapes. Again, this has been fermenting to become wine, or you can even just have the grapes themselves like this. Now, you have to be cautious when you're eating grapes because they also have high amounts of sugar. So Ideally, if you don't have any metabolic problems, no health conditions related to sugar, you can have up to 1 cup of grapes or around 22 daily. If you have some digestive sensitivities or IBS, especially conditions where you have a lot of high fermentations in your gut or your gut flora, you might want to be cautious with taking grapes. And then keep in mind that there are some medications interactions with grapes. So even though grapes are natural, they can still interact with some of medications that you take. So just be sure to check on the medications and that it's safe to consume grapes with them. And again, these are just some of the benefits of grapes, which also it's another compound of steel beans, which is essentially the resveratrol. And mostly because that can also interact with some of the compounds in the liver. So the liver is your main organ to detoxification. And when you take drugs, medications, or other agents, you can have too much activity of the liver, or it can actually inhibit the activity of the liver. And resveratrol, one of the compounds in grapes, can modify that. So it can make the medication work too much, like reach high levels, or clear it right away and have no effect or very little effect of the actual medication. So that's why you have to make sure that you're checking the medications and consult with your pharmacist or doctor before you take grapes as a daily food. All right, and lastly, we're going to leave with this quote on when we are crushed like grapes, we cannot think of the wine we will become. Now, think about this. Remember that you are not what you want to be, but rather of where you are and the potential you can become. So keep fighting for your dreams, keep fighting for your goals. The mindset is everything. Without that mindset, you cannot age. You cannot age well, which of course means the wine. All right, so that's it. That's all I want to show you about grapes. I hope you learned something today. And if you like to help and subscribe to the channel, feel free to do so. And I'll see you on the next video. All right, let me just